Good morning, class. Today, we will explore a beautiful Chinese folk tale entitled The Butterfly Lovers. Through this story, we'll discover how literature connects us to the past and teaches us important values that are still meaningful today. So my name is Teacher Mary, and I will be your teacher for today in English literature. So by the end of our lesson, you are expected to identify values in the story and compare them with Filipino values and express how you can apply one of these values in your own life. But before we proceed, I would like to call on your name so that we could check if everybody is here. So let me call on Mr. Ang. Present. All right. How about Mr. Carrion? Carrion? Okay, present. How about Salcedo? Okay, present. How about Miss Fortes? Present. All right, seems everybody's here. I'm glad that we have a perfect attendance today. So before we proceed, I'd like you to group yourselves into two. So you get your pair. All right. So you already have your pairs. Okay. And then since we are you are already 10 in the class, I would like to group you into two. So per group you have 5 members. Okay? So let's proceed. Before we read the story, let us look at some pictures and observe them carefully and think about what culture they represent. So you would see this one, and that one. All right. So you would see there is Mount Fuji where it is located. It's in, all right, very good. It's in Japan. Next would be the Merlion. Where can you see the Merlion? Based on the books, magazine, or is there anybody there who were able to go to Singapore already? Right, so this is in Singapore. And lastly, we have in the picture the Taj Mahal. Yes, so have you read that in the books? All right, good job. How about what do you see from these pictures? What culture they represent? So if you see that it's from Mount Fuji, it represents the Japanese culture. At the same time, the Merlion represents the Singaporean culture, and finally the Indian culture for Taj Mahal. So let me tell you a story or the symbol of each picture. So with Mount Fuji in Japan, it symbolizes these values, spirituality, because they uh, they treat this mountain as a sacred one. It's a sacred mountain because it's on top of Japan. Is one of the highest peak in Japan. All right, so it also symbolizes beauty and harmony with nature, perseverance and strength. Why? Because it's so hard to go up when you go to Japan, and then you go to on top of or trek on top of that mountain. It's too high, so you need perseverance and strength. And finally, purity and renewal, and national pride and identity. So if somebody would see this Mount Fuji, automatically somebody would think that it's in Japan. All right, so next would be the Merlion. The Merlion is in Singapore and it symbolizes the country's maritime origin. It's half lion and half fish. All right. And then it symbolizes also strength and national identity as well, and progress. And finally, the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal symbolizes, it's from India, it symbolizes eternal love, devotion, and what else? Yeah, beauty of sacrifice, all right? So the Taj Mahal tells a story of love and loss. Since Emperor Shah Jahan built it in honor of his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. So just a short story about these pictures. And then we move forward with this. So when you see these pictures, what comes first into your mind? These are these are famous symbols from another culture. Look at them carefully. What do you notice about these images? Right. What did you say, Mr. Ang? All right. It's in China. It is from China. It's all about China, and we would see the culture of China from this picture. So what do we have here in the picture? So we have the Great Wall of China. Next would be Chinese lantern and Chinese dragon dance. All right. So what do these symbols tell us? Yeah, those symbols tell us. So this is a Chinese culture as what you said. So what values do you think are important to them? Yes. Yes, respect. What else? Tradition. What else? Yes, strength and perseverance. So let me tell you a story about the Great Wall of China. So the Great Wall of China represents Chinese culture, which is strength, perseverance, and national unity. All right, can you read it on the PowerPoint presentation? Okay. So as we move forward, the Chinese lantern. The Chinese lantern represents Chinese culture, celebration, hope, and good fortune, right? Even if in the Philippines, you would see establishments who are owned by Chinese. Every time, for example, there is a Chinese New Year or any Chinese celebration, they would put Chinese lanterns on their establishment or in their building. All right. So next would be the Chinese dragon dance. So what does it says? So it represents also Chinese culture. Yeah. What else? Very good. Strength, good luck, and unity. So every time when do you see uh, a Chinese dragon dance? During, yeah. Okay, very good. During Chinese New Year's. So those pictures which you have seen are from China, and that symbolizes, for example, the Great Wall of China, that symbolizes their culture and values. All right. So as we move forward, you would see that literature reflects people's culture, values, and traditions. And it says that we can say that, would you agree with me that literature is like a mirror of culture? All right. Yeah, literature is like a mirror of culture because through stories, we learn how people lived. Even in the Philippines, here in the Philippines, we would know the ancient stories of our grandfather, grandmother, or grandparents because of their stories. Now, and then what we would also learn what they believed in, what people in the past believed in, and what values they followed. So take 1 minute to think. We're going to have an activity. Take 1 minute to think and write your answers in your journal or in your notebook. So please put out your notebook or your journal because we're going to have an activity. Don't forget your pairs, which we made earlier. So remember your pair. Okay, because later on, you will discuss your answers with your pair, all right? With your partner. So take a minute to think and write your answers in your notebook. So please remember that there are no wrong answers. I just want you to be honest, okay? So so you have to write your answers on your notebook and please answer these questions. These two questions. Number one, what do you expect to learn from stories from other cultures? Next would be, can their values apply to us as Filipinos? I'm going to give you 3 minutes to answer these questions, and later on, we will have an activity. All right? Okay. So I'll let you know once the time is up. All right, time's up. So you have to share your answer with your partners, your partners which we have created earlier. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to do that. I'll let you know when the time's up. All right, time's up. Now I want you to, time's up. All right, okay, finish. All right, all done. So I like to call on two from your class to share your answers to the class. So class, listen respectfully. So may we call on the partner of Mr. Salcedo. All right. Thank you, May. Class, please listen. All right. Good job. Next would be, I would like to call on the partner of Mr. Fortes. All right. Okay. Thank you, Melody. In front, please. All right. Good job. Thank you. You may take your seat. Now we move forward to our topic for today. And we're going to read the most famous Chinese folktale, The Butterfly Lovers. So the title of the folktale that we're going to read is The Butterfly Lovers. But before that, I would like to introduce to you the main characters of the story or the folktale. So you would see on the presentation, on the PowerPoint presentation from your screen, you would see the main characters. So that is Zhu Yingtai, who is the brave young woman who disguised herself as a man to study. And then the next would be Liang Shanbo, is also a man who is Zhu Yingtai's kind and intelligent friend. The other characters, important characters from the story would be Mao Wenchai, the man who is forced to marry through an arranged marriage. So, and then Zhu Yingtai's parents, all right? They also represent traditional social expectation and authority. All right, so let's move forward. So what you can see on your screen on the PowerPoint presentation would just be the story summary. However, please listen carefully as I read the story because I will ask questions after. Okay, so let's begin. Long ago in China, there lived a bright and kind young woman named Zhu Yingtai. At that time, girls were not allowed to attend school. However, Sue loved learning and dreamed of studying like boys. With her parents' reluctant permission, she dressed as a young man and traveled far from home to attend a private academy. At the academy, Zhu met Liang Shanbo, a gentle, honest student. The two quickly became close friends. They studied together and shared meals and supported each other like brothers. Zhu fell deeply in love with Liang, but because of her disguise, she could not reveal her true identity. Liang, unaware that Zhu was a woman, cared for her deeply as a loyal friend. After 3 happy years, Zhu was called home by her parents. But before leaving, she dropped many hints about who she truly was. She suggested to Liang that he visit her home soon, even joking that she had a sister who would make a perfect wife for him. Liang did not understand her hints but promised to visit. When Liang finally arrived at Su's home, he was shocked to discover the truth. Zhu Yingtai was a woman, and she was the person he had grown to love. The two confessed their feelings for each other and dreamed of marriage. But their happiness was short-lived. Sue's parents had already arranged her marriage to a wealthy man named Ma Wenchai. Liang returned home heartbroken. Unable to bear the pain of losing Zhu, he fell gravely ill and soon died of sorrow. Sue was devastated when she heard the news. She begged her parents to cancel the wedding, but they refused. On the day of the wedding to Ma Wenchai, a fierce storm suddenly arose. The wedding procession was forced to stop near Liang Shanbo's grave. Sue stepped out of the carriage and ran to the grave, crying bitterly and calling Liang's name. As she wept, the ground began to shake and the grave slowly opened. Without fear, Zhu Yangtai threw herself into the grave. The earth closed again, and the storm stopped. Moments later, two beautiful butterflies emerged from the grave and flew into the sky together, dancing freely among the flowers. The people believed the butterflies were the spirits of Su and Liang finally reunited. Though they could not be together in life, their love lived on forever, free, equal, and unbound. So this folktale is a beautiful story of love, and let me share to you, class, the moral of the story. What do you think is the moral of the story? All right, who can answer? Yes? Okay, right. It's about true love. All right. And standing for what else? Okay, standing for what do you think? What? Yes, standing for what is right. All right. But then, let me reiterate. Yeah, this is about the moral of the story is about true love, which cannot be controlled by social rules or broken by death. Right. True love finds a way to live on. So after we read the story, we still have an activity so that we can check your understanding. All right. So answer these questions in complete sentence. Think about the values and traditions shown in the story. Okay. So these are the questions, the guide questions. The values are shown. What values are shown in the story? Next would be what traditions are reflected in the story. And lastly, are these values are still seen today? How? So answer the questions in complete sentence. Then share one insight about how the story can inspire people today. All right, so I'm going to give you 5 minutes to answer these questions. Just make it short and write it on your notebook or on your journal. Okay, I'll tell you when the time's up. All right, so time starts now. All right, so time's up. Time's up. So face your partner again, go to your partner and share your answers to your partner. Discuss and share with your partner. Please be reminded that afterwards, I will be collecting your journal or your notebook for checking. All right, so I'm gonna give you 5 minutes again to do that. Okay, share your answer with your partner. I'll tell you when time's up. All right, just share one of your answers. So you have three questions. Just share one of your answers with your partner. So just one. All right, so time's up. So as we discuss and move forward, um, the story show what the story shows. Um, we will discuss the highlights of the story that we've read. So we will focus on the values, the Chinese values, and we will relate it to Filipino values. So the story shows respect for parents, loyalty, sacrifice, and love. So these values are not only Chinese values. They are also Filipino values, right? All right. Okay. So as we move forward, we will again have a group activity. So we form groups earlier, group 1 and group 2, 5 members for each group. Okay, so you have to discuss the values. All right, match the value with the situation. So we have here respect, loyalty, sacrifice, and obedience, and love. I'm going to give you examples, but you have to discuss with your group and match each value with the correct situation. I'm going to give you um, examples. For example, respect. So student always listens to his parents' advice. Next would be loyalty. A friend stands by you even when others leave. Next example would be for sacrifice. A mother works abroad to support her children's education. Next, for obedience sample, a child follows school rules without complaining. All right. And lastly, love. Example for love situation. A person shows care by helping others in need. All right. So go to your groups, form your groups, and then discuss this one. I will give you a time, 10 minutes. 5 minutes would do. All right, 5 minutes. I'll let you know once time's up. All right, time's up. So we have your group sharing. All right. So let us hear from one group and please explain your answers. Okay, so let's pick one representative from each group so we could listen and for your explanation. All right, so we'll do this in 5 minutes each group. All right, group 1. All right, please, in front. All right, thank you. How about for group 2? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Please be seated. Go back to your seats. So this story teaches us values from the past, which still guides us today. So it says there that literature preserves values and that values remain relevant today. Now, let's reflect on what we learned from the story. You will write a short journal to connect the values from the butterfly lovers to your own life. All right? So, please put out again your journal and you have to we will write your reflection from the journal. All right? So, these are the guide questions from the story. You have to answer this at least 3 sentences each question. So the question guide for your reflection paper on your journal would be, what value from the butterfly lovers do you find most meaningful? And then, why do you think this value is still important today? And lastly, how can you practice this value in your own life? Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of, so please take note of this question guide first, because I'm going to give you an example of a reflection. All right, so next. So this is a sample of Insight Journal. I'm going to read it to you so that you would have an example or an idea. So the value from the butterfly lovers that resonates with me most is true love and loyalty, as shown by Zhu Yingtai and Liang Shanbo's unwavering devotion despite the obstacles they faced. This value remains important today because love rooted in loyalty teaches us to honor our commitments and to challenge traditions that limit personal freedom and happiness. I can practice this value in my life by being sincere in relationships, standing by people I care about during difficult times, and making choices guided by respect and compassion. So I'm going to give you another 5 to 10 minutes for you to do your journal because I'm going to collect your journal notebook afterwards. All right, so time starts, and I would tell you when the time's up. Okay, time starts now. All right, time's up. Everybody's finished. All right. All right, done? Okay. So let me tell you the scoring criteria for the journal that you have answered. First would be the content is 20%, organization and clarity is 15%, connection to real life is 10%, and mechanics is 5%. All right, so this is how your journal will be graded. So for your homework, are we all okay? Still okay? Are you still with me? Okay. Okay. Please fix your chairs on your seats, please. Okay. For your homework, I want you to find a Chinese proverb that shows an important value. So you have to write its meaning in your own words and explain how it applies in real life. Okay? So this would be your homework. For example, I'm going to give you an example so that you would have an idea. So I got here a Chinese proverb. It says here, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So I put there the proverb, and then the meaning of that for me is even the biggest goals begin with small actions. This proverb means that no matter how big or difficult a goal is, it can be achieved if you begin to keep moving forward step by step. Success does not happen all at once. It starts with a small decision to begin. So, on the third bullet, I have my application. Personal application. I can apply this by starting my schoolwork little by little until I finish it. Or, for example, if I want to improve my English skills, I can start by practicing a few new words or reading a short text every day. Over time, these small efforts will help me become more confident and fluent. So, this proverb teaches us perseverance and patience, right? So, this is an example. So, I want you to provide or write a Chinese proverb and use and put the meaning of it on your own words, and then how you will apply it in your own life. All right. So there, your homework instructions and how you will be graded. So find one. So let me repeat. Find one Chinese proverb. So you may use the list or I gave you before, or research your own. And then write the proverb in English, or if you can, if possible, in Chinese. Then explain the meaning in your own words and give a real life example of how the value can be applied today. That's uh, you can write 2 to 3 sentences for each question. I mean for the meaning and the example or application. So how will you be graded? So 30, that's already 30 points in total. Content is 15, organization and clarity is 5 points, connection to real life is 5 points, mechanics is 5 points. So please follow these steps and submit your work next meeting. So this is how your homework will be graded. All right. So today, uh, to wrap it up, to wrap up our lesson for today, we learned that literature helps us to understand cultures and values by showing us how people from different times and places live, think, and feel. Through stories, poems, and folk tales, we're able to see traditions, beliefs, and social norms that shape a society. So literature also teaches us important life lessons such as, for example, in the story of the butterfly lovers, it teaches us love, respect, perseverance, and sacrifice, which remain meaningful even in today's time, right? You still respect your parents. You still persevere with your studies, right? And then you also make sacrifices for your loved ones. All right. So by reading and reflecting on literary works, we develop empathy. What else? What else? All right. Very good. Cultural awareness. Yes. What else? Yes, we can apply what we have learned from the story to ourselves. All right. A deeper understanding of both others and ourselves. So, meaning, and to cut it short, literature connects cultures. And then, what else? The values that we get from the literature, from the stories, guide our lives. So, what are the values? How can we apply these values in our lives? Yes, let me call on Mr. Ang. All right. Okay, very good. We can apply these values in our daily lives by practicing what we learned from literature, as what Mr. Ang said. So for example, what would be the example? Yes, Mr. Fortes. Pick the example from base your example on the story that we read, The Butterfly Lovers. All right, very good. So Mr. Fortes said his example would be the story from the story is about loyalty and love. So like the butterfly lovers, which remind us to be faithful and caring in our relationships, even to our parents, not just for our love. Um, yeah. And what else? What else? Okay. Yes. Okay. So the tales also, she said that the tales also teach perseverance. So like proverbs or stories about overcoming challenges, and it encourages us to work hard and not to give up our own goals. All right? So by reflecting on this lesson and making conscious choices, we can show what else? Number one, respect. Next would be kindness. Very good. Honesty. What else? Determination in school. Very good. Determination in our homes. Very good. And what? Determination, kindness in our communities. Very good. So today we learned one literature from the Chinese culture. It is a Chinese literature. And I thank you, everybody. Thank you, class, for participating in our class today. Great job today, class. Thank you.